We're going to answer a very exciting question today. Which countries have lots of elephants, zebras, and lions? So if that's something that you're interested in, then make sure to stick around. Okay, so let's get started. And we'll start with elephants. Two species of elephant exist in Africa: the African savanna elephant and the African forest elephant. But there's one thing that unites them: they are endangered. And both species have been hunted down to their last family members for ivory tusks, and their numbers are still decreasing. For this reason, it's very important to know which countries in Africa have the biggest elephant populations, because seeing these gentle giants roaming free is an experience that everyone should have. So which country has the most elephants? It is without a doubt Botswana. And it's not just a small lead either. Botswana has over 100,000 elephants, which is more than double the amount of any other country in Africa. Most of these elephants are savanna elephants, but a small number of forest elephants also live in the northern part of the country, near the Okavango Delta. Jobe National Park is home to about 40,000 elephants. More videos about Botswana will be made soon. Stay tuned for that. In second place comes Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has around 85,000 elephants. Many of these can be found in the country's largest national park, Hwange, where there are over 100 elephant herds, some containing thousands of animals. Number 3 is Tanzania, with 60,000 elephants, mostly savanna elephants. Some of the best places to see them are in the Serengeti and Selous reserves. Kenya follows with 30,000 elephants, many of which can be found in Amboseli National Park, with its famous views of Kilimanjaro, or in Tsavo National Park. It's the largest in Kenya. South Africa has around 25,000 elephants. Kruger National Park in the northeast of the country is the best place to spot them. Zambia has around 22,000 elephants. Most of these can be found in South Luangwa National Park. And finally, in 6th place is Nigeria, with around 11,000 elephants. Okay, so now we know which countries have the most elephants. We can move on to zebras. There are 3 species of zebra: the plain zebra, the mountain zebra, and Grevy's zebra. But for now, we'll focus on the most common, the plain zebra, which are found across Africa. You can find them in large numbers in Tanzania, Kenya, Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. Here are the exact numbers. Tanzania has around 28,000 zebras, mainly plain zebras. Again, you can find them in large numbers in the Serengeti National Park. Kenya comes next with around 25,000 zebras. Huge herds can be seen in the Masai Mara Plains. Namibia follows with around 17,000 zebras, most commonly in Etosha National Park. Botswana has around 12,000 zebras. The largest groups can be seen in Makadika taipans and the Okavango Delta, and South Africa has around 10,000 zebras. It's mainly in Kruger National Park. And here's a little bonus for you. If you want to see the mountain zebra, then you need to go to South Africa or Namibia. Oh no. And if you want to see Grevy's zebra, then you need to go to Ethiopia or Kenya. Alright, so now we know which countries have the most zebras. Let's move on to lions. Lions are the second largest cat after tigers, and they are mostly found in open savannas and grasslands. Some of the best places to see them are the Serengeti, the Masai Mara, and the Kruger National Park. Tanzania has the highest lion population in Africa, with around 4,000 living in the country. Most of these can be found in the Serengeti and the Ngorongoro crater. Kenya follows with around 2,000 lions, mainly in the Masai Mara and Tsavo National Park. Botswana has around 1,300 lions, mainly in the Okavango Delta. South Africa has around 1,100 lions, mostly in Kruger National Park, and Zimbabwe follows with around 800 lions. The best places to see them are in Hwange and Mana pools. There are also a few hundred lions left in countries like Namibia, Zambia, and Nigeria. But as you can see, their numbers are dwindling. And unfortunately, they may continue to disappear until we take action against poaching and human-wildlife conflict. Okay, so now that we know which countries have the most elephants, zebras, and lions, let's find out which countries have them all. And this makes things a little bit more complicated, because some of these animals prefer different habitats. For example, elephants and zebras prefer grassy plains, while lions prefer savannas. So to find out which countries have all 3 in big numbers, we need to look at the areas where they all live. For example, The Serengeti ecosystem stretches from southern Kenya into northern Tanzania. This ecosystem includes the Masai Mara in Kenya and the Serengeti National Park and Ngorongoro Crater in Tanzania. Within this ecosystem, you can find large numbers of elephants, zebras, and lions. The same goes for the Okavango ecosystem, which stretches from northeastern Botswana into southern Zambia and Zimbabwe. The Okavango includes parts of Chobe National Park in Botswana, South Luangwa National Park in Zambia, and the Mana Pools National Park in Zimbabwe. And again, within this ecosystem, you can find large numbers of elephants, zebras, and lions. But what if you want to visit one country? Well, there are still a few options. Kruger National Park in South Africa is home to large numbers of elephants, zebras, and lions. Or if you want to see them all in the wild, then your best option is to go to Hwange National Park in Zimbabwe. It's one of the best places in Africa to see elephants. And it is also home to large numbers of zebras and lions. However, if you want to see the Big Five, then you might need to visit 2 countries. This includes all the previous mentioned countries except for Nigeria. So there you have it. Those are the countries where you can see large numbers of elephants, zebras, and lions. It would be amazing to see these animals roaming free in their natural habitat. And if you think the same way, then please support us. This helps us to create more videos about African wildlife. Now, before we end this video, I want to tell you about our recent trip to Uganda and Rwanda. You can watch the highlights in this video, or click the link in the description for the full story. In both countries, we saw mountain gorillas in their natural habitat, and this was an incredible experience. Uganda and Rwanda are 2 very different countries with different landscapes, people, culture, and wildlife. Uganda is truly the pearl of Africa, and it has some of the most beautiful landscapes. Plus, it has the source of the Nile River, so it's definitely worth visiting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again and goodbye.